I start with some basic context about the national ICT policy, I think historically and in the region also, when this policy has been drafted, it's always been drafted with a view towards how can we increase exports, how can we increase trade, how can we increase FDI or foreign direct investment in our country, right? So whether you look at Pakistan, whether you look at India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Turkey, any developing or developing nation that is looking to use technology as a medium towards increasing investment uses the ICT policy to basically does the ICT policy with that external orientation. So when we started doing this work at the Pasha platform, we had a number of questions that we asked ourselves. And I think the first question we asked was, if you look at the initial work that has been done, and there's been a lot of work that has been done over the last 10 years, the first part of the work that got done was an effort that was made in the early 2000s, and there was an enormous amount of interaction between local Pakistanis, expat Pakistanis, between the government, between the ministries, on getting feedback कि हम क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. And if you look at that orientation was basically ICT oriented, skill specific and external focus. So आप ट्रांसक्रिप्शन की ट्रेनिंग करा दें, आप प्रोग्रामिंग की ट्रेनिंग करा दें, आप कंप्यूटर साइंस के प्रोग्राम में एनरोलमेंट बढ़ा दें, आप बाहर से फैकल्टी एंड प्रोफेसर्स को ले आएं ताकि दे कैन टीच कंप्यूटर साइंस और डू अ बेटर जॉब ऑफ टीचिंग कंप्यूटर साइंस, that they could teach and instruct trainers and professors, so that our pool of resources in the ICT industry is more skillful, is more talented and grows better. This was one of the orientations. Another focus was to create incentives for outsiders to come in and invest money in Pakistan, including expat Pakistanis. And the primary agenda was कि हम क्या क्या कर सकते हैं so that we can catch up with the Indian export number, right? अगर इंडिया हमारे पड़ोस में and they do 10, 15, 20 billion dollars, how come we not doing the same numbers? So what can we do on the policy side to increase that number? This was the initiative. So this was the 2000 initiative. There was more work that was done by a number of organizations. This may say, I think the most recent effort was sort of a two parallel effort. One sponsored by the Ministry of Information Technology or MIT that led to a draft that came out. One sponsored by the Planning Division that took a more holistic approach. In terms of productivity, in terms of growth, in terms of development, what could be a contribution of ICT? And in between, there were other initiatives that were done, not just in Pakistan, but outside Pakistan with respect to, from an ICT policy point of view, what can ICT do for development? So when we started writing this document, we went around and spoke to Hassan, spoke to Ashraf, spoke to a number of other people who were involved in the initial chat also. And the feedback that we got was, and this was, it was interesting that this came from more than one source. The feedback that we got was that you can't take the Pakistani technology industry and take it by itself to the 21st century and leave rest of Pakistan behind. So अगर आप समझते हैं कि 20,000 लोग या 1.5 लाख लोग या 2 लाख लोग जो है अचानक 22वीं सेंचुरी में पहुंच जाएंगे और बाकी पाकिस्तान पीछे रह जाएगा, so that is a pipe dream. That's not going to fly. That's not going to work. And then when we looked around, we saw that to a large extent, within the region also, while there was some focus on development, the tone of policy documents was still the same. कि आप technology parks create करें, आप export facilitation करें, आप financing provide करें. These are all industry specific initiatives that were focused on the technology industry. But when we looked at this, we said, from our point of view, the approach that we want to take is an inclusive approach rather than an exclusive approach, and an approach that looks at not Pakistan from a source base or a resource base for the international market, but more along the lines of what can technology do for bringing all of Pakistan, or at least a large part of Pakistan, into the future. And hence the term national orientation and impact specific. So I think I still remember the conversation we had with Ashraf, where Ashraf said that if you're writing a national ICT policy, then you have to start with agriculture, because that's the largest part of your GDP. You have to start with education, because that's one of the biggest problems that you face. You have to look at health. You have to look at what we can do from an ICT point of view for these three areas. And अगर आप इनमें से किसी एक sector में भी significant and substantial improvement लेके आ जाएंगे, you can actually have a dramatic spillover effect for the rest of the country. And then don't forget the industry. But remember, this is a national ICT policy document, which means that you take the industry and take the nation side by side and move onwards. So that's what we did. We said we broke the document down into two pieces. a national theme and an industry theme. And on the national theme side, we said that education may primary, secondary, skill development, professionalism, polish, and language. Not shoe polish.
I said the government wants us to learn Chinese and Demand wants us to learn
Polish. Second is agriculture. So agriculture, I think there has been some work done by a couple of companies and a couple of individuals on allowing access to price information all the way down to the grassroots level, right? So अगर मैं मंडी में काम करता हूँ तो मंडी में क्या कीमत चल रही है ये कीमत मैं जो प्रोड्यूसर उसके पास पहुंचा दूं ताकि when he deals with an आड़ती he has a fairly good idea कि what is the margin that I am leaving on the table and whether I want to push my produce to this market or to that market. कहाँ पे shortage है, कहाँ पे shortage नहीं है, कहाँ पे price demand ज़्यादा है, कहाँ पे price demand ज़्यादा है. तो जो आपकी wealth creation है वो एक layer और नीचे आ जाए. Second piece was yield improvement. So, we thought there is so much intelligence and research and information out there with respect to improving yields at an agricultural land level. But that information is not available because वो शायद अंग्रेजी में है, तो आप उसे local language में translate कर लें. शायद वो टीवी पे या इंटरनेट पे है, तो आपके पास अगर सस्ता सा सेल फोन भी मौजूद है और आप उसको थोड़ा सा एजुकेट कर दें कि उसको इन्फॉर्मेशन मे बी जस्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एन एसएमएस आ जाए, तो दैट कैन मेक अ बिग डिफरेंस. पानी की सिचुएशन क्या है, आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा, ऊपर है नीचे है, पहुंचने वाला नहीं पहुंचने वाला है, बारिश होने वाली नहीं होने वाली. ऑल ऑफ दिस आर फैक्टर्स दैट वी थिंक कंबाइन together have an impact on agricultural productivity. So the idea was what can we use or what can we do to use technology to make this happen. Health mein, there are two big elements that define your international health profile, and those are maternal and child mortality. Right? So aapki nation ko, people talk about the fact that aapki expected ya aapki life expectancy kitni hai. That's sort of a high level number. What you really get graded on, which defines you whether you're a developing nation, whether you're a developed nation, or whether you're going the right direction, is what is the improvement in both maternal and child mortality. So we said, let's just focus on these two elements and see what we can do on this side. And a large part of both this element and this element is education and access to information. अगर आप सिर्फ immunization की information right time पे parents तक पहुंचा दें through the cell phone, that makes a big difference. अगर आपकी जो pregnancy related cross checks हैं, अगर वो cross checks आप right time तक mother तक पहुंचा दें, that's a big help. Then we spoke about both telemedicine and data collection. So the idea was कि अगर आपने epidemic management करनी है, तो you have to know कि something is happening, right? So you have to have a mechanism where information could be collected कि disease patterns और trends seasonal क्या हैं. So these were areas that were the primary core themes, which is education, agriculture, and health. And then we moved on to governance. Okay, what can technology do to make this nation and this country a better governed place? We also spoke about the fact that in terms of growth, economic growth as well as job creation, the largest thrust is on the entrepreneurial side. So what can we do to make it easier for people to start a business and run a business? And then finally, on the empowerment side, can we do things that can make it possible for more women to come into the workforce? Can we make it possible for more disabled people to come into the workforce using technology? Through other large challenges were कि अगर अंग्रेजी ज़बान is a primary barrier for you to get a job, so can we do something to either teach you or do a better job of teaching you English? Alternatively, can we do a better job of localizing the content or the interfaces that are available both on cell phones and computers into a local language? So can we spearhead efforts that allow people to work with Urdu as a default choice when it comes to dealing or working on your cell phone or on your operating system? या अगर हमारे पास कंटेंट स्पेशली एजुकेशन कंटेंट मौजूद है तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं कि उसको हम लोकलाइज करेंगे, वो उर्दू में आ जाए या पश्तो में आ जाए या सिंधी में आ जाए, पंजाबी में आ जाए. Side by side with these with these national themes, we had our industry themes, and in those industry themes we looked at primarily infrastructure, then finance, then legislation, resources, and media. And I'll talk about each of them one by one. On the infrastructure side, I think the common complaint, the biggest complaint that we've had has been कि हमारे पास जगह नहीं है या हमारे पास सही profile, structured, configured jagah at the right price nahi hai. And maybe if we had enough space, we can possibly fix and sort this out. Another big part is commercial broadband. So one complaint that we hear again and again is something that I spoke to you earlier about. Just like you cannot block National Highway or Pakistan Railway or the Indus River at your whim and fancy, there needs to be the same amount of respect extended to the internet. So almost all of us are dependent on the internet to earn a livelihood. Nobody should have the right or the authority to simply decide one fine day कि जी मैंने इस पे ये चीज आज बंद कर देनी. There has to be a very, very transparent and public process that needs to be used before you decide what needs to be censored, shut off, or put off. Okay? And we think that this framework right now is missing. This is something that has to be fixed. But this cannot be fixed without the relevant mindset, both on our part as well as on the part of the government and the judiciary. So a part of this is education. Then we spoke about law and order, energy and power, and connectivity. So these were themes where we said what could be done by using technology to address each and every one of these areas. On the finance side, the biggest challenge that we had was recognition of intellectual property, of lines of source codes, of designs, of content as a valuable, tangible asset against which you can receive financing. We looked at across the board. I think if you look at the Indian policy has actually gone way beyond this. Indian policy basically says that if you have a contract, not even product, if you have a contract, you should be able to get work in progress financing from your financial services sector, right? Which is basically a simple question of agreeing or helping the central bank, which is State Bank of Pakistan in our case, see the model that is being used across the border. And if it works in India, especially when it comes to banking law, especially comes to banking practice, if it's work in India, aapka judicial framework is more or less similar. You have the same roots. If you have the same roots, so agar there is a legal framework in India that allows this to happen, the same thing could possibly be extended in Pakistan. The third piece was SME program lending. Now, program lending has come to Pakistan, but unfortunately, technology companies have not benefited from it. Okay. And program lending ये होती है कि जी मेरे पास एक specific product है, just like a credit card. That product focuses on companies that have a specific profile. So there is a note or a guidance or a mechanism that allows somebody to come and say कि जी मुझे ये SME का loan चाहिए because मेरी sales are less than ₹1 crore. तो मुझे आप 15 लाख रुपए का या 20 लाख रुपए का लोन दे दें. Now, normally, if you have a program out there that is published and supported by a banking industry or by a given bank, as soon as the application comes in, it gets profiled in that specific category and everything else is fast tracked. So people know कि जी इसका तरीका ये है, इसमें हम इतनी अमाउंट दे सकते हैं, ये अमाउंट नहीं दे सकते, ये हमें कागजात चाहिए, ये पेपर वर्क चाहिए, ये प्रोफाइल होने चाहिए, ये 3 साल के ऑडिट स्टेटमेंट होने चाहिए, सब चीजें मौजूद हैं. तो इसकी बेसिस के ऊपर जो आपका नंबर बनता है उसका 15% हम आपको दे देंगे. तो अगर आपकी करोड़ रुपए की बिलिंग है तो मैं आपको उसके अगेंस्ट 15 लाख रुपए का लोन दे दूंगा, दैट यू कैन यूज एंड यू हैव अ 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year window to repay it. That's a program. There's also been a lot of talk about venture and risk capital, and even though the framework for this exists, the bigger challenge on this front, from a policy point of view, has been that there's not been enough deal flow. So अगर मैं fund create भी कर दूं और उस fund में incoming ideas नहीं आ रहे, या on the exit side, not enough companies are interested in buying those companies or buying those ideas, then it won't work. So deal flow works on both sides, and our thought was it's not just the framework that's missing. The framework is there from a legal point of view, but the deal flow and the structuring and the type of people who've run this in the past are not necessarily tech savvy enough to understand how the structure would work. They're used to buying tangible products. They're not used to buying technology. So linked to IPR as an asset was also requirements on the legislation side. So this is the work that was done as part of the sectoral agenda that Pasha prepared with respect to, in collaboration with SITE. This may be said IPR, intellectual property rights, privacy, data protection, transparency, cybercrime, and contract enforcement. I think this is a big issue. In the US, there is a concept called a small claims court, which means कि अगर आपको $1.5 lakh, $2 lakh, $2.5 lakh का आपका claim है, तो you don't have to go to a main court. You simply go to a small claims court, जहाँ पे वो case आपका 15-20 दिन के अंदर adjust होके खत्म होके close हो जाता है. It's done, finished, wrapped up. So our point of view was that a number of our companies don't get paid by their clients. And there are lots of reasons, because one part is mindset, another part is how people view technology, how people look at technology as a work in progress. And when these contracts run into trouble, it's simply a question of a lot of companies simply write them off and move on and say, "Ji, ab kaun is झंडे पे पड़ेगा, कौन कोर्ट के चक्कर लगाए, कौन कैसे आगे बात करेगा." Then on you can't read this. This says resources, right? So on the resource side, we said talent pool, training, soft skill, retention of talent, both within our companies and in Pakistan, project management, student enrollment, and their participation. So these are all items that fall in at the industry level on the resource side. And the final item was media. Now, on the media side, I think we've had 2 or 3 discussions on this. Our big challenge has been that if you do a search on the internet, if you do a search on Google News, if you do a search with the keyword Pakistan, there are in fact lots of bloggers out there who've actually consciously deleted out all references to Pakistan in their posts, in their blogs, and elsewhere because they don't want to be associated with this specific name. And our thought was that if you look at changing this perception, you actually have to have a very smart, very focused, very well thought out strategy that says, okay, I'm going to flood the media both with respect to content in HTML form, in stories and coverage, in videos and audios with positive coverage of Pakistan, so that when you search for Pakistan, this positive stuff actually rises higher. And in that, we felt that there was a big challenge in the sense that हमारा जो अपना national media hai, that does not generate enough positive coverage. Okay? And we're not talking about doing a propaganda campaign. We're not talking about contriving things. I'm saying there is still lots of good stuff happening in this country that does not get recognized, get published, or get distributed across the world, and doesn't show up in your search. Right? Even though there are X million Pakistanis on Facebook and X million Pakistanis on Google Plus, when it comes to news, when it comes to coverage, when it comes to content, there's a big gap there. And this is something that has to be, now you could possibly go out and say, okay, here is a group which is responsible for positive coverage on Pakistan, whose responsibility is highlighting all, yes, there is bad stuff happening, but their responsibility is to highlight all the positive stuff that's out there. So when you go search for Pakistan or Karachi for that matter, the first thing that does not come up is कि CS school के बाहर बम का धमाका हो गया. First thing to come about Karachi is कि Karachi में आपका क्या है वो that Port Grand thing that has opened has such an active life. I'm not saying कि आप censor करें news को, but I'm saying there needs to be a balance between what's positive with what's negative about this country. And that is something that has not been identified and addressed as a specific problem that needs to be fixed. Unless and until we fix this piece, we will always have a perception problem. Right? We're not talking about running a shining Pakistan or a shining India campaign on Pakistan. We're saying we need to focus as a group using technology to go out and fix this problem because it's our problem and only we can fix it. Our media is not going to fix this. International media is not going to fix this. So this has to be something which has to be part of our ICT policy. So when we combine these two elements, when we married the national themes with the industry themes, we said that there are 4 or 5 core pillars that this policy document must stand for. The first is reach. क्योंकि अगर आप एग्रीकल्चर देखें, हेल्थ देखें, एजुकेशन देखें, गवर्नेंस देखें, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप देखें और empowerment देखें, the first is you have to make sure that you can provide access to information, access to technology, access to information available on the internet in a very cheap form in large numbers at a national level. Which then brings you to the next stage, and a question that I asked almost everybody that I met, the question I asked them was कि अगर मैं ICT policy बना रहा हूँ और लिख रहा हूँ, I must have some view, right, of where this world is going. So I must know or have an idea of what would things look like 5 or 10 years down the road, what technology would be important, what would be relevant, ताकि I can train people and guide them and push them in that direction. And I think without fail, almost everybody said that I don't know. I don't know whether cloud is going to be important. I don't know whether Java is going to be important. I don't know whether PHP is going to be important. I don't know what the world would look like. What I do know is that in that world, this will have a role to play. Right? So this Nokia, God knows which Nokia this is 1800 rupees. In about a year and a half, 2 years time, this Nokia would be a smartphone. In 1800 रुपए से लेकर 2500 रुपए के अंदर मुझे एक ऐसा फोन मिल जाएगा जिस पे एप्लीकेशन इंस्टॉल हो जाएगी. Okay? So I know that this is going to happen, and if this is going to happen, then all of my focus, all of the thrust of my policy should be on making sure that whatever intelligence we have as a collective needs to be pushed to the edge of this network. And the edge of this network is the handset. Right? So let's push it out there. Let's make sure that whatever we do is geared towards making this happen. And this can't happen without cheap access. So we need to figure out what can we do to push prices down so that when somebody uses the internet on the cell phone, it's fast, it's cheap, and it's accessible. So अगर मैं देखना चाहता हूँ कि मेरे क्रॉप साइकिल के हिसाब से मेरे पास बेस्ट अप्रोच क्या है, क्या चीज़ पहले करूँ, क्या चीज़ बाद में करूँ, अगर मैं देखना चाहता हूँ कि मेरे बच्चे का इम्यूनाइजेशन स्केड्यूल क्या है, I should be able to have some kind of a structure or mechanism in place where this information is available on this phone, and I should be able to know where to look for it. I think if I can make that happen, then that makes a big difference. So that's the principle of reach. Second piece was scalable. So, depending on who you ask, people talk about the fact that the number of Pakistanis who have this handset or a similar handset is about 60 million or 70 million or 80 million, or that there are 90 plus individual SIMs out there that may or may not be actively used. But what people don't talk about is the number of smart handsets that are out there right now is about 500,000. And in about 2 to 3 years' time, this number will go from 500,000 to about 4, 5, maybe even 10, 15 million, right? So if I have a community of 10 million people, anything that picks up, that catches in that community becomes viral. सुबह मैं किसी से बात कर रहा था तो they said कि जी, if you have an application that can bring about a change, Nokia can ensure that all handsets in Pakistan that get sold have that application installed by default. Okay? So you immediately solve the problem. तो अगर आपके पास अच्छा तो अगर आप वायरल हो जाएं तो फिर इसका मतलब है कि आपको अगर आपने उर्दू में डेवलपमेंट करवानी है या आपने उर्दू में कंटेंट लोकलाइज, you must have local resources who can support that. And you must have local development that does that, right? Which can't happen without the resources piece that we spoke about earlier. So you do reach, you do scalability using local resources. You also talk about being relevant. So we define relevance as something that translates into numbers and allows you to earn a living. And it must touch a life, right? And then we said, this will not happen without making this work. So now, we spoke about the legislative framework for the technology and the telco industry. You're now talking about the fact that if this world happens, you basically are creating a wild west out there. So you need to make sure that you have mechanism in place for order development, for avoiding abuse, for enforcement, and for ensuring that local companies actually have an edge. So language creates a big, huge advantage for you. If you can, if only you can understand and speak Urdu, nobody from Turkey or from Russia or Azerbaijan will come and take your job. But then you need to make sure that that development is focused in that specific direction. So 4 pillars: reach, scalability, relevance, and legislation. If I were to come out and say कि मैं reach को break करूं, and I try and say, what does reach mean for me or means? So reach for me means if I have cheap broadband, if I have smartphones, if I have Urdu, Punjabi, Pashto, Sindhi, Balochi, and any other language that gets spoken in Pakistan, if I have sector-specific applications, so an application for agriculture, an application for health, an application for education, separate application maybe for primary, for middle, and for secondary, and I have user adoption, I've changed the world. That's what reach means for me. If I can do all of this together at the same time and create impact, I've fulfilled the first pillar of reach. Scalability has one piece that we spoke about was local skill set, right? But we also felt that you need to create an ecosystem where small companies, so Farzal does iPhone and mobile application development, Rabia does educational content, Zahir Saab and anybody else on this side, does specialized content. You do the telco piece. If all 4 or 5 of us can figure out, identify each other, learn how to work with each other and collaborate, the sum of our being is actually a lot more higher. But that can't happen unless and until we're all together in, let's say, one easy to access, reachable location. If I'm in Lahore and you're in Miyawali and somebody else is in Multan, it won't work. But if we're all sitting in a telco, in a technology park, or in a neighborhood where technology is easily available in Karachi or Lahore, Islamabad or Faisalabad or Multan or Peshawar for that matter, that would work. Third piece was seed funding. So the Pasha Social Innovation Fund is one example where we said that we take a funding from a source that is willing to give us some money to do an experiment. And the objective of that experiment is, can we use small companies or new companies in Pakistan to go out and create exciting technology that has a social impact, right? So rather than just limiting ourselves to the Social Innovation Fund, the thought was that take a small amount of cash and give it to 20 companies to build an application that has enormous impact on agriculture productivity. Give them $10,000 each, spread $100,000 around and see what happens in 1 year. Doesn't work, do it again the next year. Do the same thing with education, with primary education, with children's education. Do the same thing with basic mathematics. So pick 3 or 4 areas where you can run pilot projects and create a roadmap for companies to grow and go out and change the world, right? And if you could do maybe one or two, if you could create one or two role models, the rest would follow. So while we understand this is a huge difference, and this is something that we talk about in the policy document, huge difference between the impact that the state can make and the impact that we can make as private individuals. The impact that we can make as private individuals is to create pilot projects, proof of concepts, roadmaps that have been validated and tested, that then the government and anybody else with money can follow. Right? So that's where the seed funding piece comes in. Then there is national facilitation and incubation. So for us, this means that Pasha का एक प्लेटफॉर्म है, उस प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर 500 कंपनियां हैं, उस प्लेटफॉर्म के 4 या 5 बड़े इवेंट्स हैं, उस प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. So the idea is कि अगर 15 कंपनियां ऐसी जमा हो जाती हैं और उन 15 कंपनीज के लिए पाशा एक कोलैबोरेटिव बेसिस के ऊपर इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज करता है, which is again part of this funding process that you've done, and Pasha allows these companies to come in the limelight and talk to their partners and talk to their investors, talk to clients. So simple example would be 30 best cell phone companies in Pakistan sitting together in the same room with the senior team of Nokia, Siemens, Telenor, Mobilink, Varid, Vateen, and anybody else who's there in the space. Right? This is something that Pasha can make happen. You do the same thing for the banking industry. You do the same thing for any other area where you think that talent is there. Just a question of bringing people to the same room and saying, Babu, $10,000 का पहला project trial CSR basis के ऊपर दे दें आप. Just give it on a corporate social responsibility basis. Don't get anything out of it. But if that allows them to use your name as a reference site and reach your network and access your customers, then try it and see what happens. So that's where the existing network utility comes in. So our take was that the policy also needs to facilitate this interaction. And in terms of our action plans, one of the things we need to push for is go out and create these small incubation funds or in small grant-oriented funds that not just facilitate innovation, but also allow interaction and connectivity between the existing partners. Then you go to relevance. So relevance is basically, मुझे घर पे रोजी पहुंचा दें. Give me a way to feed my family. I don't want to be a programmer. I don't need to be a programmer, but give me a way to improve the amount of money that comes into my home using this handset. Help me figure that out. Which basically says कि अगर आप जमीन पे काम करते हैं तो मुझे जमीन का मसला सॉल्व करा दें. अगर आप मार्केट में जाकर चीज भेजते हैं तो मुझे कीमतें पहुंचा दें. अगर मेरे पास एक्सेस नहीं है तो मुझे एक्सेस दिलवा दें. मेरी प्रोडक्टिविटी इंप्रूव करवा दें. मुझे नई स्किल सिखा दें. So this is education, this is productivity, this is access, this is linkage to markets, and this is solutions to problems that I may not be able to solve on my own. Small problems, but problems that can have a huge impact on my life and my future. अगर आप इन तमाम चीजों को combine कर दें, you're basically saying, we expect that this will happen. If we push for it, this will happen possibly a little sooner. If we don't push for it, it will still happen, but it might take 3 or 5 years. We know this is happening. From here to, let's say here, we need to get local language. या आप अंग्रेजी में काम नहीं कर सकते. Even अगर आप सेल फोन का इंटरफेस उर्दू में चेंज नहीं कर सकते, अगर आप अपना ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम उर्दू में चेंज नहीं कर सकते, आप कम से कम कंटेंट उर्दू में क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. If you're giving people access to videos, you can at least dub those videos in Urdu, if not produce them in Urdu. You can't just do 200,000 applications. You have to do it on a very focused basis. And our theme, at least as far as this policy document is concerned, the 3 areas that we picked up were agriculture, education, and health. Right? Yeah, adoption happens if you can get access to the network of the telco companies or to the cell phone providers. Local skill set, cluster collaboration. This is something. It has been covered before. If you put all of this together, I think you've got a good story. I think you've got a reasonable framework that can actually have a substantial impact, not just on the technology sector, but on the entire nation. And the way that we translate this, we had one chat with a number of 2 chats actually with 2 CEOs outside Pakistan, and their take was कि जी हमें लोग नहीं मिलते, हमारा focus outside Pakistan होना चाहिए. We said कि जी हम जो policy लिख रहे हैं उसका focus is on Pakistan and outside Pakistan. तो उसका क्या फायदा होगा? Look, if I have Mobilink as a customer and I have a reference site that has 15 million users who use that product, irrespective of wherever I go, that's a very solid calling card that has an impact. If I don't have that, then I have an issue. So अब अगर आप इसको इन तमाम चीजों को that we've spoken about earlier, if you put them together, you saying take the national theme, take the industry theme, take the policy pillars, and then create a pillar-specific roadmap that fits into this document. Okay? That's the objective of the policy. I think that is what we've done at a very, very high level. Okay, so I think I'll stop here at this point, and we have more, but I think let's just get some reaction and feedback from you before we move onwards. This is something that we spoke about in the discussion that we've had so far, and one suggestion was कि जो हमने पहले बात की थी कि जी आप यहाँ पर अगर आ जाएं, भाई सर कि जी आप ये सीड फंडिंग प्रोवाइड करें. So let's take a simple example. A simple iPhone or OV or Android application that allows you to access Khan Academy ke videos on the internet on your cell phone, right? One. Combined is a project that takes the entire Khan Academy ke video series, which already, from his point of view, Creative Commons license ke aaya thi, in dubbed or translated in Urdu.
We're doing that as a project in ND right now.
Right. So, दो चीज़ आ गई आपके पास. If you can just take these two pieces, and put them together, then the rest of the world will sort it out. All you need to do is go to 10 schools and take the most competitive kids and tell them कि जी ये चीज़ मौजूद है, आप साथ खेलना स्टार्ट कर दें. I think जो conventional process था, वो conventional process ये था कि आप हुकूमत पाकिस्तान को ये डॉक्यूमेंट प्रेजेंट करते थे, कहते ये हमारी रिकमेंडेशन है और हमारा एक पॉलिसी मेकिंग साइकिल चलेगा अगले 2 साल, 2.5 साल, 3 साल में, जिसके बाद ये रिकमेंडेशन फाइनलाइज होकर नेशनल पॉलिसी के तौर पर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट और पब्लिश हो जाएगी. दिस वाज द ओरिजिनल साइकिल. हाँ, तो अब व्हाट वी डिड वाज कि जो आपने भी सवाल कहा और जो शोएब ने बात कही, सर के पिछली पॉलिसी बहुत अच्छी पॉलिसी थी, बुरी पॉलिसी नहीं थी. द इशू वाज इन एग्जीक्यूशन एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, राइट? तो वी सेड के if you let go of execution and implementation and you go out and say कि हुकूमत पाकिस्तान इसको implement करेगी, so you will be very sadly disappointed. What you can though do is you can push things in a certain direction by running pilots and by making at least the beginning of a process that will ultimately go viral. So जैसे हम इसकी बात करेंगे जी आपने खान अकेडमी को उर्दू में ट्रांसलेट कराया, आईफोन और उसकी एंड्रॉइड की एप्लीकेशन बनाई और डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया, and see what happened, what comes out of it. As a group, as an industry, the Social Innovation Fund is another great example. You want to identify and highlight maybe 10 projects that can have a huge impact and then figure out where to get funding from it. The other big use...
That's a good way to start.
Yeah.
Start containable, start pilot. This is how I do it for Sarkari Idara.
Assalamualaikum.
And I also keep it hidden.
Yeah.
You can go, I mean, the amount of
guerrilla
teaching activities I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which some are forbidden.
Yeah.
मैं कर रहा हूँ baby.
Correct.
And that is when जब वो success आ जाती है फिर सब then everybody will jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah. इसमें एक चीज और है फरजाल and Dr. The other thing we said was that Pasha is now at a point where every alternate month somebody walks into Jahan's office and says कि जी आपको क्या चाहिए? What do you want? What do you want from us? What can we do to help you? So till now we didn't have a document that we would give them कि ये हमारा पॉलिसी डॉक्यूमेंट है, हमारे पास ये 40 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, ये प्रोजेक्ट की कॉस्ट $10,000 है, इसकी $20,000, इसकी $30,000, इसकी $40,000, हमें आप $50,000 दे दें, हम ये 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स कर लेंगे जिसका इम्पैक्ट इज ऑन एजुकेशन, जिसका इम्पैक्ट इज ऑन एग्रीकल्चर, जिसका इम्पैक्ट इज ऑन मीडिया, राइट? So the other reason why I wanted to have this document was not just for the benefit of government of Pakistan, but also for our own usage. When somebody comes to us and says, I have funding available for this project, I want to focus in this sector. Say, okay, I've got 10 projects in this sector and here are 30 teams who are working in this area. You can go talk to them.
Okay, so I think the one part that we need to basically do first, right, is try to identify key resource people who actually have some in-depth knowledge, who have the capacity and the capability of being able to guide or structure those projects.
Correct.
Because that, like most other qualified human resource factor, is sparse. वो आपको पहले पकड़ने पड़ेंगे क्योंकि even somebody comes and says जी मैं कर दूँ, बोले जी मैं करने के लिए तैयार हूँ, आप बताएं किससे बात करनी है.
अच्छा, इसमें again अगर आप if you come back to two examples that we have, एक is the Pasha ICT Awards, right? Pasha ICT Awards में हम पिछले 5 साल 6 साल से आ रहे हैं, 8 we've been doing it. Apikta कितने साल से आ रहे हैं? 6 साल. So 6 years ago, when we first went to BICTA, we didn't have a single nomination in the tertiary student category. Right? And then I think at some point in time, Jahan raised enough money so that we can actually afford to take a student, but we didn't have a nomination. So we sort of created a concentrated effort to make sure कि हमारे पास कुछ nomination आए. पहले साल शायद 3 या 4 आई, फिर 5 या 6 आई. I think इस साल we had about the largest. And in the beginning, you only had participation for 1 or 2 schools. This year we had participation about 20-35 schools. So the idea was कि आप एक अगर सेक्टर पे फोकस कर लें and you do it over a consistent basis 5 साल पे काम करें, तो वो खुद ही लोग आना आपके पास स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे.
I've seen the same thing with Invent.
Yeah.
Invent पहले साल डंडे मार के बच्चों को भेजा था.
Yeah.
Second day people are ready to go.
Yeah.
Right? There's 25 universities countrywide in Invent. 25 of the students participating in Invent are the my department.
Masha.
But by the way, Invent has to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Who has connection?
Yeah.
But it's stuck where it was 2 years.
No, but the reason, I think that's a completely different debate. One of the reasons why you get stuck there is that you need to push kids to commercialization as quickly and as early as possible. They can't just do business plan presentation at a high level. कि जी ये हमें 4 crore रुपए मिलेंगे तो हम आगे लेके जाएंगे. You have to get to a point you say, all I can give you is $10,000. See me what you can do.